A major coronavirus outbreak at the Sitter and Barfoot Veterans Care Center is contributing to a rise in cases in the city. Our Matthew FULTZ joins us live now with how family members are reacting to all that. Matthew?
Well, hey, Bill, that's right. Certainly shocking news for many across the city of Richmond. But one guy that I talked to says his father is in the care center, but he kind of saw this coming.
COVID-19 cases are on the rise in Richmond's South Side. More than 24 were announced Friday at Barfoot Veterans Care Center.
I was kind of waiting for it to happen because of all these other nursing homes and they've been having problems. But
Gene Toller got the news from the care center last week. 30 residents and 9 staff members tested positive for the virus. His 93-year-old father was one of them.
They contacted me last week, I believe it was, and said he tested positive. He had a cough and some slight congestion. They sent him over to McGuire's Hospital where they tested him in the emergency room.
Toller says his father served in the Navy during World War II. He was admitted into the care center a few years ago.
In 2018, he started having real problems with dementia and some skin cancer and stuff.
The care center has 340 staff members that care for about 170 Virginia-based veterans and active duty military with medical needs. The center says positive staff members are isolated at home while positive residents are isolated on separate wings of the care center. A spokesperson for the care center says they do testing weekly.
I think the people over there do an exceptional job of taking care of the patients and the residents over there.
Toller says now his biggest concern is not being able to see his father.
Me being an only child, and my mother died almost 25 years ago. Dad is by himself, and I can't get over there to see him or visit with him, and that's what bothers me more than anything else.
Now, we did reach out to the care center this afternoon. They sent us a statement. Part of it reads that the health, care, and safety of residents, staff, and family is VDSV's top priority. And we have put a number of measures into place to reduce the spread of the COVID-19 virus in our facilities and treat any resident who becomes affected. Now, of course, you can find all the updated information. We'll keep track of it. You can find that on our website at WTVR.com. Working for you tonight in Richmond, I'm Matthew FULTZ, CBS 6 News.
Thank you, Matthew. And as for those rising numbers in the Richmond area, Henrico and Richmond Health Chief Danny Avula said a recent wedding is also contributing to the rising cases in Richmond. Dr. Avula warns as people stay inside more during the colder season to be on guard. And a local wedding planner is taking heed. Colleen Cook from CCS Events in Richmond has put on weddings for nearly 2 decades, but says the pandemic has changed things dramatically. As COVID-19 cases persist into the fall, she says she's working to make sure her events don't become super spreading events.
What most of my clients are doing at weddings is they are temperature checking and or quarantine prior to the wedding day. Nobody wants that liability. Nobody wants that liability.
Dr. Avula would not reveal where that problem wedding took place. He only said that people from across the region attended and that it caused multiple cases. Virginia House Speaker Eileen Fillercorn is facing a fine plus lawyer's fees after a judge agreed with a Northern Virginia man that she should have provided him with documents related to the removal of Confederate statues from the state capitol. David Webster's attorney sent a Freedom of Information Act request to the speaker, requesting cost and bidding information on the July 23rd removal. But the speaker said those details had been worked out by the Department of General Services and she could not provide them. After the judge's ruling, we got a statement from the Speaker's office that says when the Speaker made the decision to remove the statues and artifacts honoring the Confederacy from the Capitol, it was understood that it would upset and agitate some people in Virginia and throughout the country. First, the plaintiff has received all the documents he requested from the House Clerk's office. The office complied and responded to the plaintiff's request in this matter, as was believed to be required. The Clerk's office provided these documents to members of the General Assembly, the media, and any individuals who have asked. And a spokesperson for the Speaker says they are considering appealing that fine. We had a great day of fall weather, but that's about to change. Some of that rain from Hurricane Delta is headed our way. Let's check in now with meteorologist Mike Goldberg in the Backyard Weather Center. Mike?
Well, Bill, yes, Delta made landfall earlier this evening in southwestern Louisiana. We'll be talking more about the storm as we go into our main weathercast tonight. But right now, we want to check out what's going to happen here. And some of that moisture, as Bill mentioned, is going to come our way Over the weekend, a gradually increasing chance for a little bit of rain. It's mild outside. It's more humid, 61 degrees outside, and some readings in the 50s. That's about as low as it's going to get overnight tonight. You can see those readings here in Metro Richmond hovering around 60 pretty much through the overnight period. During the day tomorrow, we get into the upper 60s to around 70 in the afternoon. Here's a look at the satellite imagery. We are socked in with the clouds, but no rain for now. Overnight should be dry here, and much of tomorrow morning will be dry. There's a storm way down in Louisiana. Picking up some of that moisture from the south will increase our rain chances through the weekend. Overnight, it's mostly cloudy, mild, rather humid. Temperatures hovering upper 50s to around 60 degrees. Tomorrow morning, we have a slow rise through the 60s during the day. Maybe a shower or two in the morning. Better shot at some showers in the afternoon. We'll talk more about that and the rest of the weekend in a few minutes.
Thank you, Mike. The Richmond Police Department is asking for your help in finding a suspect and a vehicle of interest in a murder from Tuesday. They're looking for this vehicle. It's a 2011 Burgundy Chevrolet Equinox. The license plate UYN 2968. They believe that vehicle was taken from the victim's home. Police arrived in the 3600 block of Chamberlain Avenue a little bit after 8 a.m. Tuesday after a report of a person down. There, officers found Estelle Pugh suffering from trauma. She was pronounced dead at the scene there. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. A man is in jail tonight accused of breaking into a Westover Hills home. And when police got to that scene, they say it wasn't hard to find him. The early morning break-in happened while the family slept. Police say something spooked Melvin Neitner because he ran out the back door. And 3rd Precinct Sergeant Jerry Scarborough, who's called Eagle Eyes by colleagues, spotted shoes hanging from a fence. They say Neitner was somehow stuck upside down after a shoe got caught at the top of the fence.
We had to take a piece of the fence off to get him down. He's individual was a nice-sized man and couldn't pull himself up, so we had to help him out.
Thank you for that, sir. After asking officers to let him down, Crime Insider sources say even the suspect had to laugh about the nature of his arrest. Ashland calls itself the center of the universe, but it may be the center of ingenuity as well. A Hanover man is creating a worldwide buzz with his homemade candy slide. In tonight's I Have a Story, meet the inventor whose creation is helping boys and girls enjoy Halloween safely. Plus, a man and his niece, a viral singing sensation. Hear their story and find out which reality competition you'll see them in next year. Mike?
We have enjoyed a beautiful week across Central Virginia, but that dry streak is about to end. We'll talk about Delta and the rain that comes to Central Virginia coming up after the break.
Many people in Ashland consider themselves to be in the center of the universe, but it could be the center of ingenuity too. In his latest I Have a Story, Greg McQuaid and photographer Cole Pearson introduce us to a Hanover County man creating a buzz worldwide with an idea and PVC pipe.
It's huge. The whole neighborhood's talking about it, and before long, the whole town.
If you build it, they will come. Ranks as one of Hollywood's most memorable lines.
So I came up with this idea last weekend, actually.
On Stanley Park Drive, Chris Miner's Autumn is playing out like a movie.
This thing has become more popular than I ever could have imagined it would.
Big kids, catch up!
Neighbors, big and small, race to be the first in line.
You know, a lot of things that I do around the house, I try to do it myself. I'm a big believer in DIY.
Do it yourself is the Ashland man's motto.
I love doing projects. I love solving problems. I love trying to think outside the box.
Or in Chris's case, he thinks inside the tube.
It's so simple, but yet it gets the job done.
Perched on his front porch.
Thank you.
A non-contact candy slide.
Got some Twizzlers here. I got some Kit Kats, some Reese's, a few M&Ms. Some Swedish fish.
The electrical engineer's invention,
good job,
is causing quite a spark.
It was not difficult at all to build. It's really simple. All it is PVC pipe, glue, and some paint.
The 26-year-old,
yeah, good catch,
is making the pandemic less scary.
I got another one of this.
Before coronavirus, I never even would have thought to do something like this.
Not waiting for Halloween.
Like 100% cool. I mean a million.
Tiny neighbors make sure the Virginia Tech grad's contraption is primed for the 31st.
This is the best day of my life.
Everything that exists today started with a simple idea. And honestly, I think coronavirus has kind of brought out the engineer in all of us.
I think it's going to be the highlight of trick-or-treating in our neighborhood.
Parents like Alyssa Greep appreciate Chris's concern.
I think it makes trick-or-treating possible for the kids that would normally not be safe in this environment right now.
Beyond Hanover County, the candy slide is sweeping social media.
So far, I'm at 333,000 shares, which is mind-boggling.
Chris has even been featured on news outlets all over Europe and down under.
It has just gone everywhere.
The couple designed a slide to send lollies down, ensuring no contact between kids and residents.
I've gotten messages from people in Australia, England, Ireland. I have a friend who has family in Italy. They saw it over in Italy.
With so much notoriety, Chris expects ghouls and goblins to haunt the home he shares with his wife, Nicole.
Right now, my candy supply is good, not great. So I definitely need to stock up before Halloween.
Engineering a night.
Thank you.
There we go.
To remember.
I'm expecting a big crowd. I'm hoping for a big crowd.
At Chris Miner's home,
I'm getting more and more ready every day.
Sugary treats come wrapped with safety in mind.
If every house in Ashland had a candy slide, that would be a dream come true.
In Ashland, I'm Greg McQuaid, CBS 6 News.
Awesome stuff. Halloween can live after all. Isn't that something? You can watch Greg's I Have a Story segments anytime you want. They're now streaming. Just search WTVR Richmond on your device. Now to the big story. A little to our south, Hurricane Delta slamming into the Gulf Coast at Creole, Louisiana, about 6 o'clock tonight, packing 100-mile-per-hour winds, unleashing torrents of drenching rain. Look at those trees bent sideways. Tens of thousands evacuating ahead of the storm earlier today. And for those who stayed behind, the mayor of Lake Charles warned first responders will not be making emergency calls during the duration of that storm. And Mike, you already see the images. It looks terrible. And of course, that area just does not need another one of these storms.
Yeah, that storm made landfall about 12 miles to the east of where Laura came on shore. So 2 in a row within about a month's time. Really tough going down in Louisiana. Here's the latest on Delta tonight. It has been downgraded to a minimal hurricane right now, but that's still packing quite a punch. It's eventually going to weaken to a tropical depression tomorrow morning as it is weakening rapidly as it moves inland. Notice east of Lake Charles here, much of central Louisiana not in on the rain. All of that has moved inland, but they're still seeing a pretty good storm surge down here. The winds coming off the Gulf, and we're seeing a storm surge of as high as 8 to 10 feet in some places in central Louisiana. There's all the rain just whipping to the north. It's moving pretty steadily, and it is weakening considerably. So again, it's eventually going to be downgraded to a tropical depression tomorrow morning. Latest stats on Delta as of the late night advisory. Winds at 75 miles an hour. There's the position, 30.6 north, 92.6 west, moving to the north-northeast at a pretty good clip. There's the forecast track, and notice it comes up through the Tennessee River Valley, through the Ohio River Valley, as a much weaker storm with winds of only about 25 miles an hour, and the core passes to the west of us. But with this track, we're going to see south-southwesterly winds and some moisture coming into our neighborhood and a pretty good dousing of rain in some places. This is the potential of rain on the European model through Tuesday. And we could see a good inch of rain here. Highest amounts are definitely going to be to the west, Charlottesville down towards the Roanoke, Lynchburg area, and out towards the mountains in Stanton. Maybe seeing 2 to 3 inches of rain. In Richmond today, 72 the high, 49 the low. Pretty typical for this time of the year. Right now, we're standing at 61 degrees, virtually no wind outside right now. The dew point is in the mid-50s, so there's a little humidity in the air. It feels a little bit sticky, and that will continue to be the case through tomorrow. Upper 50s for the most part here, lower 50s to the north. We'll creep up close to 70 during the day tomorrow, and we will see some warm weather this week. I think we may touch 80 degrees Tuesday and maybe again towards the end of the week, so definitely a bit on the warm side. Cloudy overnight, no rain. Notice tomorrow some of that moisture comes in by midday. Might see a few showers around here. Don't think we're going to see a lot of rain tomorrow, just a couple of showers from time to time. Going into Sunday, more moisture. Notice the bulk of the rain is off to the west, but some of that will move into the Richmond area. So a wetter day on Sunday and still some showers around into Monday as well. Overnight, no rain, just clouds. Temperatures mainly in the upper 50s for overnight lows and a little bit on the humid side. We'll see some rain chances tomorrow, but it's not going to be a totally rainy day. There'll be a period probably midday into the early afternoon where we'll see some pretty steady showers, and then it lets up again. Sunday, higher rain chances region-wide, about 71 degrees for the high. More showers around on Monday. Still could be a passing shower on Tuesday, then some drier weather and pleasant weather Wednesday through Friday.
Ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't nobody low enough.
Man, they got it going.